Mountain, Island, Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, Switchblade, Stab Wound, Red Mage, Blue Mage.
Magic. We haven't talked about who we are or anything yet. Are we doing that?
Magic.
That's okay.
Gather.
This is what this podcast is now. Oh my god.
This is now our new Magic the Gathering ASMR.
No.
ASMTGR.
Oh my god.
That's a good name.
Start this podcast, please.
Hi everybody, my name is Kenny and I play blue.
I'm Amber and I play red.
And this is Red Mage, Blue Mage. And we're here to talk magic stuff.
Yes.
Magic. You deserve this.
Why?
You disclosed to me before we started recording. We have a certain segment that will be coming up in a bit where we select cards.
Yeah.
And
I did that.
There's a certain number that is the intended target of selection.
True.
And
I hit that target.
And then some.
Look.
You basically, I don't think I've mentioned on this show yet, my trade. I'm a college professor and I teach English. And so you are like my... It's true. It's not a good thing when you say to your students, the word count minimum is 1,000 words and they turn in 800. Nor is it a good thing when you say the word count is 1,000 and they turn in 3,000. That's really bad. That's worse almost. At least with the one that's short, I can just be like, fail. Throw it in the garbage.
It's just last week's episode, I only picked one card. So
you want to make up for it now?
I'm evening it out because I picked 5 this time.
So I can expect in the future, whenever you don't have enough the next week, there'll be a glut of cards.
Maybe. Or it might be absolutely no cards. That hasn't happened yet.
Or there might be no pattern at all.
Correct.
Yeah, that'd be pretty red, so I guess you're still on brand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's... I'll get angry in a bit.
That was teaser for what's to come.
You know what's coming now? Storm's coming. You're about to get wet. In the magic catch-up storm.
We're playing Magic. Oh my god. I quit this podcast. I resigned. Like, here's my resignation letter.
I don't accept your resignation.
It's too bad it's happening.
Hell no.
God.
All right, so let's catch up on Magic, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want me to start?
Yes.
With a promise like that? So I've played a bunch of Magic this past week because, again, summer just started, which means I'm out of school. Mm-hmm. And so I just went on a little tour de France in...
Southern Indiana?
Yeah.
Illinois?
Yeah. And visited friends and family, stayed with a few different friends over the course of a week and a half, and played a bunch of Magic. Brought the cube along, of course.
Nice.
Played some cube. And, in addition to that, played some Magic Online and did some vintage cube drafting, which I haven't played Magic Online in an age.
I've never played Magic Online.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
By which I mean you should probably play Arena if you're going to get into digital Magic.
I did half of the tutorial before I just walked away from my computer, distracted by something else.
The Arena tutorial?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before a bug crawled across your desk.
I was like, ooh, and then I walked away to follow it.
We'll get there eventually. But yeah, so we were playing on the old archaic Magic Online. I say we, me and my friend, again, the inimitable Seth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He and I used to play Magic Online back in the day. We would get in... This is when you could like draft with people. Like you could get into the same draft together. And so we would both get into Return to Ravnica drafts and just feed our fucking asses off. We were so bad. Like, I think out of 20 drafts maybe that we did, I think I won one.
This week or back in the past?
Back in the day.
Gotcha.
So we just happened to see that the Vintage Cube was online. So, they only have the Cube online every so often. It's not always up. And they change the list around. The Vintage Cube is called Vintage because it uses all the cards throughout all of Magic's history. And so it's the most powerful version. It has the Power 9, Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Moxen. And so you open the packs, and it really adds a layer of excitement when you open your first pack, because it's like, please, just give me the Lotus, give me Ancestral. And I think we did okay. I guess I should lead off with. We did pretty good. We drafted maybe 5 times, and we had a winning record in 4 of them, I want to say.
Oh.
And one of them we won outright. So we did pretty good for ourselves. And we kept playing, because if you have a winning record at the end, you get enough tickets back that you can play again. So I'm trying to think what some of the decks we drafted. The most fun one that we had, we decided after one set where we just got blown out by unfair combo decks, we're like, we are just going to play an unfair combo deck. And so we just took every combo piece that we could find and just mashed them into a deck together. And it wound up doing pretty good. We were playing Kiki Jiki, Deceiver Exarch, and we played a lot of big mana decks. Our most fun deck was probably one with Channel, and we got turn 2 Ulamogs out a couple of games.
Oh, wow.
The best game of that was we played a land. Our opponent played a land. I have it backwards. They went first. They played land. We played land. They played a land and said go. We played another forest, cast Channel, and cast Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, and killed both their lands. And now we have a 10/10 indestructible Eldrazi, and just one straight up right there. So that was a fun deck. It also had 2 other Eldrazi. It had Tooth and Nail. We had Blightsteel Colossus in the sideboard that we brought in a couple times and one-shot people with. It was good times. And we also lost to some really crazy decks. The last game we played, in the final round, we played against someone who had Ancestral, Black Lotus, and a Moxen. So they had 3 pieces of power out of 9 in their deck, which is pretty insane. So that was good fun. And then of the cube drafting that we did, I drafted the most disgusting deck I've ever drafted out of my cube, which is also a combo one. And I was snapping you while it was going on. And I was like, wish me luck, because I'm just trying to combo people out here. I also had the Kiki Jiki Deceiver Exarch combo in there. And I also had a Misery combo of Crucible of Worlds, which lets you play lands out of your graveyard. And I had Strip Mine and...
Oh, yeah.
and now the name is Wasteland. 2 lands that you can sacrifice to blow up lands. So, poor Jaren. I had a game where I got that combo out very early and just killed his land for the entire game. At the end, he was like, that was a great deck. I hate you. And so that's when I knew I had done it. That's when I knew I had achieved my goals.
Gross.
Don't look at me. Don't look away.
No, I'm looking away. You're gross. I can't look at this.
So that was the Magic that I played recently. It was good times.
Sounds great for you.
So what kind of Magic have you been doing recently?
Very little. I was on vacation last week, so I did bring my Commander deck with me, and I got to play some Commander with Brandon. He made his ridiculous Dino deck.
Which we haven't talked about that on the show, have we?
No, we haven't. And I need to look over his cards again, because I'm the kind of player that I don't even I'm just playing against you, and I really don't care what you've got going on. So I haven't really looked at his cards, but he has stuff that's specifically, I can't remember who his commander is. But there's a thing where, if it does damage to me, the opponent, it gets to draw that many cards, and then every dinosaur card that you draw that way, you can just play for free.
Oh.
So it ends up being dinosaurs that are all flying and dinosaurs that have +1. What's the one where, if they take damage, something triggers? Oh, God, what's that keyword ability? Fuck. It's like if something takes damage, he gets to do something else. I can't remember what it's called. Somebody out there who's listening to this knows what I'm talking about.
I sure don't.
God, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Do. Just tell me what the trigger says. Don't tell me, like... This is what the description on the wiki says. Enrage gives an advantageous effect when the creature with the ability is dealt damage. What's the effect, you fucking ass?
Thanks, wiki. Oh, the Polyraptor? When Polyraptor is dealt damage, create a token that's a copy of Polyraptor?
Yeah, so there's that, but there's other cards that have Enrage too that all have other abilities like that. So he has lots of cards that have Enrage that does something.
Right.
So yeah, so Polyraptor's one, and there's other ones in there as well.
Trapjaw Tyrant.
I think at one point in time he did, like, either it was like 18 damage, and he got to draw 18 cards, and like 10 dinosaurs. 10 dinosaurs came out, and then I did Chaos one at one point in time, hoping to like because
flip into a spell.
Yeah, flip into a spell, but he only has so little. He has so few spell cards, like sorceries and instances, that the one sorcery that I got was like does this thing where all creatures take 1 damage, and I'm like, no, I don't want to cast that.
You flip one, it's like all dinosaurs fuck all opponents.
Yes, exactly. I did do one. I did beat him once where I was able to get Mere Battlesphere out there, and then I had some artifacts that just had like static abilities that were high mana cost, and I got that what's his face to throw throw things at him, and so that was fine.
Just picking up Darksteel Forges and throwing them.
And then we also brought some challenger decks with us. So I had Lightning Aggro, and he had the white one. I can't remember what it's called. The ones that just came out like a couple of months ago.
Sure.
And the Lightning Aggro deck has Rekindling Phoenix in it, and some Steam Kilns, and it's really fun. Burn.
Those little
the
one red.
monkeys.
Yes, that's what I always think they are, but they're goblins, aren't they?
They're goblin. I can't remember what they are. But yeah, they're great, because that's how I got him in one game, where it was like I had the enchantment out that's like basically I can look at my deck. I can look at the top card of my deck at any time, and I may play it, but I can't cast cards from my hands.
The experimental frenzy.
And so I was doing that, and my last turn we were down to like he had 2 damage, and I had like only 6 mana up, and I looked at one card. It was that monkey thing, whatever it's called, and was able to. And I drew a second one, and it was like boom, boom, 2 damage done.
Nice.
It was pretty good. And then. I want to talk about my dream that I had. I was gonna try and be like, make it sound like it was real, but I'm stupid, and that wouldn't fly over very well. So recently, I have been thinking about magic so much, and I watch so much magic content that it's starting to seep into my dreams. Yes. Okay. Because everybody loves listening to other people's dreams. I'm going to tell you guys mine that I had recently. It was so stupid. So I was at some like magic tournament event, I guess, and I've talked about how I have stress dreams before, where it's like I can't find a bathroom, or I can't go to the bathroom, or someone keeps walking into the bathroom while I'm trying to take a shit. This one was I lost my pants somehow at this magic event. But, and this is an important detail, I was wearing a long button-up shirt that was like Hawaiian print or something, and it covered my ass.
That had coattails.
Yeah, and I'm like sitting in like a corner trying to like hide my butt and like not do anything, when the professor from Tolarian Community College YouTube came up to me, and he was like, here, you could have these pants, which were like kid pants, kid shorts. Yes, and they were camo print, which is also an important detail, because camo print and Hawaiian shirt doesn't match.
Do not work.
And so this event was being streamed live, and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to this
millions.
Yes. So, oh no, they're going to see this horrible outfit that I'm wearing.
Well, you could just be pantless. That's
also, just to clarify, he handed me kid shorts, and in my dream I was like, these aren't going to fit me, and he goes, just put them on. And I'm like,
what's that supposed to mean?
so I put them on and they fit. Whatever.
Well,
somehow I fit into
he's the professor,
child
I
pants.
guess.
I guess.
Many Magic players ask the question, can my ass fit in these kids' shorts?
So anyway, so the clothes mismatching was upsetting to me, and I was very nervous. And then like Mark Rosewater showed up, and he was like giving me like thumbs up and like being Mark Rosewater and being all
that
like,
part was
woo!
very accurate.
Like being encouraging. And I was like, Mark, I can't even figure out this interface for the game because we're sitting down at a computer or whatever. And then I look down at what I'm trying to play on. It's a Sega Saturn.
This is the point where you're telling me about this dream where I was like, your brain just sort of put you in this scenario and then thought of every conceivable thing that might go wrong and just sort of threw it all at you. Yes.
And I think it's because the night before, or like before I went to bed, I was watching the professor's newest video about Modern Horizons and it not being an arena.
Right.
And like that's kind of like a mistake or whatever.
Right. And
so maybe that's what Sega Saturn is. It's like, why are you giving me this old thing? I can't figure
Right.
this out. I want to play this game. But anyway, that could be our segue into the next topic.
Okay. How so?
Because of Modern Horizons? Come on, Kenny, pick it up! Pick up on my...
Okay, I've got it. Speaking of Saturn, there are 8 planets in the solar system, and that's how many cards you picked for... Pick a card. Son of a bitch. Great segue. Thank you, everybody.
Wow.
Good job, Kenny. Woo! You did it. You're champion.
Wow.
So, at time of recording, Modern Horizons is in spoiler session.
Yes.
This will come out later, but that's fine. We're basically going to be looking at Modern Horizon cards, and we're going to be picking out our top 3 or whatever, apparently, cards that you are most hyped for from Modern Horizons.
Look, one is just a mention, and it's not even, I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to just, like, mention it.
It's so funny, because it's like, I don't know.
What?
I also have cards that almost made my list, but they didn't make the list, so I don't talk about them.
Also, I just want to let you know that I didn't put them in order, and I can't remember which ones are which. So I'm going to, like, look at this real quick, and maybe I should, like, put them in order from 3 to 1. Because right now, I don't remember what...
That's fine. I'll give you a second to do that. Is this a difficult task?
Fuck off, man!
What do you do for a living?
You know what? I write instructions that I can't follow, but I just spit all over myself. See, I do that for a living, so I don't have to worry about... I don't need to worry about it.
It's like you have a meter. You only have so much in a day where you can format a Word document.
You know what? I'm not even going to try anymore. I'll just talk about them. I love them all the same. They're 3 cards that I love all the same.
Okay, cool. Well,
it doesn't really fucking matter.
This is my prompt, so we're going to start with yours.
I can't even say the name.
Pashalik Mons.
Thank you. I'm the worst co-host. Why did you have me on this podcast? Okay, how do you say the name again?
Pashalik Mons is how I say it.
So I want to keep saying. Do you remember?
Oh boy.
When they taught you in school when you do the ice step, that if you can't figure out a word, how to pronounce it, to just skip over it.
Yes.
Did they ever tell you that?
Yes.
It has fucked me up my entire adult life.
So you skip 50% of the words?
Fuck you! But yes, I do. So I looked at this one, Mons in my head.
You did the same thing that all of us kids did when we read Hermione the first time?
Granger. Okay, got it. So this is Mons. 2 and a 1. Legendary creature, Goblin Warrior, because of course. Whenever Mons or another goblin you control dies, Mons deals 1 damage to any target. And then for 3 to red, no tap, sacrifice a goblin, create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. So, obviously, I fucking love this because of my cranking out the tokens modern deck.
Yep. And this is going to appear in there.
Yes, it will. Or I might make
a new Oathbreaker deck.
I want to try Oathbreaker. We should try that sometime.
Yeah, definitely. This would be a great Oathbreaker.
Yes, because it's going to be fast and disgusting. Yes.
Well, I'm curious. We'll think about that later. I was already trying to figure out what the signature spell.
Oh yeah, construction zone.
Yeah.
So anyway, now you got me thinking about it. Stop it. So anyway, amazing. I love it because now it's just a threat too. So like it doesn't matter. Like if you want to attack my goblins,
or if the ground gets clogged up and you can't attack with your goblins anymore,
or you try to do a board wipe with my goblins. Like if I have 45 goblins out there. I think that's my record, has been like 40 plus goblins. I'm like, it's just not good.
Yeah.
So I love it. Mwah.
That's good. Yeah,
yes.
I was joking before I saw any of your cards that I think I could guess all of yours just by doing a search for goblin in the spoilers.
Yep.
We'll see though.
Did you guess this one?
No, but I only think because it only came out today.
It literally came out today.
Yeah. So yes. This is good. It is a weird name. I don't know if this is like something from previous lore. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah. There's flavor text. The thunderhead that leads in the storm. I don't know.
Does it lead in the storm or does it lead in the storm?
Good question. It's not really written very clear.
It's not the best flavor text.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Good pick. That was your number all.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and check out my number 3.
Oh, hey.
It is Hex Drinker.
What an easy name to say.
It is. I know. Which actually I have a complaint about, which I'll get into. I still think it's a sweet card. So this is 1 green mana for a snake. It is a 2/1 creature. So already, 1 green mana for a 2/1 creature. That's pretty sweet. It has level up, which we haven't seen in a while. A single generic mana to level it up. When you get it to level 3, so for 3 extra mana, it becomes a 4/4 creature that has protection from instants.
Nice.
If you can get it up to level 8, its final level, it becomes a 6/6 creature with protection from everything. And we have only seen that text, protection from everything, once before on Progenitus in a Alara block. So this is, I think there's a few reasons I like this card. I like level up in general. It's a fun. I like cards that have kind of a mini game to them, and this one has that mini game if you're trying to level this dude up to maximum. I like the story it tells. It's this magic snake that eats spells and gets more powerful and more resilient. And it's just sweet. For 1 green mana, you can eventually have a 6/6 mini Progenitus. I think that's awesome. My only qualm with it, Hex Drinker, although it communicates what it does pretty well, it doesn't feel like Progenitus, I think, is an appropriate name for something that has protection from everything. Hex Drinker is kind of, I don't know, it's a little mild.
What would you name it?
Hex Genitus. Did you die?
I love it. I love it. All right.
So that's
okay.
That's my number 3. Hex Genitus.
All right.
Sounds like a venereal disease.
Yeah, something like that. Something that you would go to the doctor for. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. I see another red card.
It's a Goblin Engineer. 1 in a red. It's a Goblin Artificer. When Goblin Engineer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. You can pay a red and tap to sacrifice an artifact, and then you can return target artifact card with with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a 1/2. I also didn't mention last card was a 2/2, which is crazy good for that goblin. Anyway.
Totally.
So, Duretti deck!
Yeah, this slots right into... It's like a mini Duretti engine by itself, even without Duretti.
Exactly. I'm going to put it in there because... Also, I was talking about one of my problems with my Duretti deck is that it's not fast enough for me.
Right.
So, I needed lower cost goblins, and we talked about, like, putting one, just the haste goblin in there.
goblins, yeah.
Yes. And I was like, but I like this.
It's
For
just a
two,
way better version of this.
two mana, and it gets to do this.
It's nice too that like, early on you can go get that cheap artifact that you can get back with this guy. But later in the game, you can play it and go get just a huge artifact and get it back with Duretti or Scrap
Yes,
Mastery or
exactly.
whatever.
Exactly. Because like, whatever puts artifacts into my graveyard,
That
I
goes
want
in
that.
the deck.
So it's really good.
And trash goblins all the way.
Of course, I need them. I need them in that deck.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so
Pretty
far these spoilers have been really solid towards your Duretti deck.
I know, because I didn't even put any of the artifacts.
None of those made your list.
One got an honorable mention, and then I have just a mention.
Should we go ahead and give your honorable mention while we're talking about it?
Sure.
All right.
So the honorable mention was the Sword of Truth and Justice. So it's an artifact equipment, costs 3. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has protection from white and from blue. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, then proliferate. Which is pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
And the equip cost is 2.
Yeah, so this is a callback to an old cycle of cards.
Right.
And they're finally there are all these swords with 2 color pairs, and they're getting around to doing the ally color pairs now, which is pretty neat.
Yep. So what's really cool is I could use the Goblin Engineer to pull this out of a deck, put it into my graveyard, and then get it onto the
back.
battle. Eventually.
Put it back
And
on.
either with the Goblin Engineer or some other method of how I get artifacts out of my graveyard. So
Pretty sick.
pretty nice.
We might have
That's I guess Darksteel Forge. I need to buy one.
Yes. You still have one for the deck?
I don't have one yet for the deck.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Honorable mention number 1 out of the way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to my number 2 of exactly 3 cards. Are you shaking your head at my pick or at me giving
Just
you
you
shit?
in general.
Just in my general direction. My number 2 pick is Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. He costs 2 black for a 2/4. He's a human cleric who has protection from humans. He has 2 activated abilities. One is to pay a life and sacrifice another creature. You put a -1/-1 counter on up to 1 target creature and draw a card. And then he also has black, discard a card, proliferate.
Pretty nice.
Pretty good. We gotta stop.
Whoops.
So there's a few things I like about this card. So do you know anything about Yawgmoth?
I know the name.
So you know about Urza, right?
I know Urza's name.
Okay, so Urza and Yawgmoth are mortal enemies, and they both get their first official cards. Urza had the Wooburg Planeswalker in Unstable. Yes, exactly. You're rubbing your cheeks because you get to write story about this.
Yes, exactly.
This is exactly
This is exactly
what I was going to propose. So I just want to give you can I just give you the barest of outlines about. So you've heard about the Phyrexians, right?
I know what their names are.
So the Phyrexians, their whole deal is they're like biomechanical, and they invade worlds. They turn it all into this biomechanical. They're all about self-improvement. They have this process called completion, which is like...
Did we talk about this in an earlier episode and I just forgot?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyway, so you're off the hook on this one. But their god, the entity, the being that started all of Phyrexia, was Yawgmoth, who was originally from Dominaria in the ancient past. And we've never had a Yawgmoth as a card. And we finally got a Yawgmoth. And this is before he's the Phyrexian Yawgmoth.
I was going to say, he doesn't look very scary like a man whose name is Yawgmoth.
That's why I like this card. It reminds me a lot of like Lord of the Rings lore, where you have, this to me, if you took away some of the elements of it, I would buy this completely as like fan art of Sauron before he became, the corrupted Dark Lord that we know in the Lord of the Rings. It reminds me of that so much. And I think that's also why I like this card. Mm-hmm. I approve that Yawgmoth is hot. A+. Like it.
I wouldn't say he's hot.
What would you give him out of 10? 6.9?
I don't know, man. Like a 4? I don't like his forehead or his hair.
You don't like his forehead? But do you think he's got a 5 head?
He's got like a huge forehead. And look at him.
He's got that big brain.
Mean.
Well, yeah. You don't like a bad boy?
No, that's not my jam, man.
No, well, that's my jam.
Well, Yawgmoth. Kenny wants your dick. Sorry, you can cut that. Watch out, Yawgmoth. He's coming for you.
I'm proliferating right now.
I hate it. Where's my resignation letter that you threw on the ground? Take it.
Whoops, it's blowing away.
Ah!
So Yawgmoth, awesome. Love it.
Great.
Okay. Let's go to your number whatever. Can you hover over what I'm supposed to be clicking on?
Yeah, this one that you're touching.
Of course.
Of course. So again, it's my Goblin Tutoring for Goblin card. Goblin Matron. 2 and a red. Just a goblin. When Goblin Matron enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a goblin card. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library.
For a 1/1. Yep.
A mother only a child could love.
That's good flavor text.
Yeah, I like it. So again, I picked, like you said, Modern Horizons, pick your favorite or pick your best or whatever. And I was like, well, I'm picking the ones I would want to put in the
These are the ones
deck,
you're most hyped for.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's cool to see new goblins coming out that I really want to play.
Yeah. Actually,
add chaos to my decks.
I only found this out today. This is a reprint, actually.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Oh, they said they were going to do some.
Yep. So this wasn't in Modern previously, and now it is.
Nice.
And now it's a prettier looking card as well. Well, prettier is kind of a relative term, looking at this art.
Like this. I like this style of goblin, though.
I do, too.
Pointy and...
It's very Harry Potter-esque.
Yes. Look at her. She's crazy.
She is.
Got crows or some sort of birds hanging out on her shoulders.
She's got a big goblin boys behind her.
Ugh, love it.
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice. We gotta stop.
Very good. Okay.
Okay.
So, my number 1 pick.
Yes. A land!
A land! My number 1 pick, my card I'm most hyped for, this is the card I am most likely to purchase out of all of these, is Prismatic Vista. So it's a land. It has tap, pay 1 life, sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So this is very similar to Terramorphic Expanse, which has basically the same text, except you don't have to pay life. And importantly, the land comes into play tapped. That's the downside of Terramorphic. So this does the same thing, but it costs a life, just like all of the legit fetch lands, the rare fetch lands do. But you can fix for any color. And the reason I'm hyped about this is for a while I've been looking for another 5-color land to add into my cube. I have Mana Confluence. I have City of Brass. I wanted one other card. And right now, the card that fills that slot is Grand Colosseum, which is kind of a dog of a card, actually. And this is just a much cooler, better version, and also has the modern card frame and is pretty. So I'm very excited to purchase this as a single for untold amounts of money.
Yeah.
All these cards are like $30.
Yeah, I know. I'm not happy with... I definitely am more willing to spend $30 on a single that I really, really want and would use than paying tons of...
For packs and packs of boosters.
Packs of stuff that I don't want.
Yep.
So...
For the fluff.
Yeah. I've thought about ordering... like a modern, but it's so expensive.
It is crazy expensive.
$225 fucking bucks.
Yeah, it'll go up.
Sorry, I know it will.
If Seth were on the show, his top 3 picks would be boxes of Modern Horizons because he's just excited about buying them and putting them in a hermetically sealed vault and then selling them for $1,000 someday.
Is it the plan?
Yeah.
Man. I can't imagine the card that I gave a mention to. Well, maybe. I don't know. I just saw it and just had to say, just had to pick it.
I wondered if you were going to call this one out.
I love it because it's just named Chiller Pillar.
It's very cute.
It's 3 in a blue, and it's a snow creature, which, when's the last time snow stuff has ever been used? Because I saw a Snowland as well.
Cold Snap.
That was how many years ago?
That was probably like 10 years ago.
Wow. But anyway, look at it. It's cute, and it's called Chiller Pillar.
Yep.
It's a 3/3, and it's, 4 and 2 snow?
Mm-hmm. Snow mana.
And monstrosity, too. I've never seen a snow icon on something, so that's kind of cool for me. I mean, I've seen it on something,
Sure.
but nothing new.
No, Cold Snap had some cool ideas. Pun intended.
I didn't hear it. I was too busy looking at Chiller Pillar.
Cool ideas.
What's cool?
Magic.
Chiller Pillar's cool. Look at him.
It's pretty adorable.
Aww.
It's an adorable name.
And look, if it's monstrous, it has flying. One of the best keyword
Keywords.
abilities.
Yeah, true.
From its cocoon, a flurry takes flight. I love it.
From its cocoon, a furry takes flight.
Wow, flurry.
That's for you, Josh.
You know, don't wink at Josh. Don't
Wink.
encourage him.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't need encouragement, I guess.
I
To come
really,
out of
he
his
doesn't.
cocoon.
Well, those are my cards.
Nice.
Chiller Pillar.
I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to see what else what shakes out from the rest of these spoilers over the next week. Mm-hmm. We'll have to revisit.
How many cards are there coming out again?
254 cards, it looks like.
Gotcha.
But, we need another segue to end the show.
Oh.
Give me a segue from Chiller Pillar. Oh my god, she's broken.
Kenny, I don't perform well under pressure. I don't do well being put on the spot. That's a wrap? Because of Cocoon?
Pretty good. Pretty good, kid.
No, that was pretty bad.
You want another swing at it?
No, I'll take it. I'll take that's a wrap. It's as good as it's gonna get.
All right, we'll take it then. So that if you guys want to get in contact with us, she's dying. You can email us, redmagebluemage@geekspective.com. You can tweet at us at redbluemtg. I am at Wolfmere.
I'm at Rocket Orca.
And until next time, I'll be representing Counterspell.
I've got a Chiller Pillar.
Bye.
Bye.